Hey everybody, Ryan Dorn here from 360 Ad Sales Training and Strategy. And today we're going to talk through is 20 revenue ideas in 20 minutes. This presentation was first presented at the Niche Digital Conference in Savannah, and I reached out to the Grand Poobah himself, Carl Landau, and said, I've had so many requests. Can I record this and can I share it with everybody that wasn't there? And he said, Ryan, absolutely. So thank you, Carl, for letting me do that. And again, I've had an opportunity to work around the globe, and I'm so blessed to be busy and have met so many of you. I've had awesome opportunities to work with major publishing companies, radio broadcast companies, TV companies, and I'm just thrilled to be talking with you about this topic today. My main company is Brainswell Media, and we offer sales coaching and sales training to media companies. And I wrote the book Selling Backwards, which literally is I literally wrote the book on advertising sales. I've had an opportunity to work with over 200 magazines and over 3,000 salespeople. Listen to that. The timer is telling me that I need to get moving on because we only have 20 minutes to cover these topics. So each idea is going to be represented in just 1 minute at a time. I know that you love money, don't you? And making money. As we talk through these revenue ideas, if you need more information or more follow-up, please feel free to reach out to me. All right, my little faithful assistant is telling me to get rolling, so let's get started. 1 minute per idea. We're going to cover all of this in exactly 20 minutes. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Revenue idea number one. A lot of you are building microsites for your advertisers. Perhaps you need a microsite for an event. Perhaps you need a microsite for lead generation, whether you're in the consumer or B2B space. Now, a lot of you are spending an unnecessary amount of money creating these microsites over on a very large scale CMS systems, maybe like WordPress, Drupal, Joomla. What I'd love for you to consider is using Wix.com or Squarespace.com to build these microsites. It'll cost you less than $10 or $15. They're able to very easy to get set up. I think that you're going to find that your advertisers will be very, very happy. They're wonderful for lead gen. They're a wonderful way to be able to keep your advertisers happy. It's also very, very simple and straightforward for your sales team or your IT team to manage. So revenue idea number one is using external CMS systems to be able to build these lead generating websites. All right, let's move on to revenue idea number two, and that's an advertiser exclusive day. Now, before you say, oh, Ryan, there's no way that we can make this happen, let me explain. Most media companies have a website. On that website are typically banner ads. Now, what I'm considering or asking you to consider is, could you allow one single advertiser to have all those banner ad positions for one day? Now, most of you that are watching this webinar, what you would recall is that each month you probably overserve your advertisers, meaning that you promised them 100,000 impressions and they end up getting a little bit more than that, or they come off the website. In advance, I like to go to certain advertisers, marquee advertisers, and say to them, we'd like you to occupy all the ad spots for one day. Of course, you want to make this available to everybody. It's something that's a premium. And of course, advertisers absolutely unequivocally love it. So I think that's really, really important. All right, on to revenue idea number three, and that is creating product pavilions. Wow, time is flying when we're having fun. Revenue idea number three, product pavilions. No matter the CMS that you use, whether it's an open source system or one that's closed, what you're doing is creating individual articles for product advertisers that all fall within the same product category. So in this example here, you'll see that this client went to several tea companies, and what they did is they wrote articles about 4 or 5 different tea companies. Then inside of one category or one type of blog category or article category, they're listed within the website. I've seen this very effective on the consumer side of the business for restaurants or for guides of some type. I've seen it on the B2B side of the business when you're looking at being able to put several products together in one category. It doesn't require any additional software, and it's a great way to be able to grow simple revenue over the course of time. All right, revenue idea number four, outsource simple sales tasks. What I encourage you to consider is not bogging down your sales team with selling small items like guides or classifieds or doing lead gen qualifications. Instead, I wonder if you would consider using a telemarketing firm, maybe doing an intern, going online and finding a virtual assistant. There's a lot of tasks that salespeople need to do every day, but are very time consuming. It wasn't that long ago that I was selling a guide, a product guide, and the salespeople came to me and said, Ryan, we just don't have time. It's an awesome idea, but for 300 bucks, I really don't have time to sell all these inclusions. So what I did is I went to a telemarketing company and I said, well, I'm going to give you this list and you're going to call on these different advertisers and ask them to be in the guide. Then the salespeople at our media company would follow up with them if they needed further information. All right, on to revenue idea number 5, and that is creating unique incentive programs or plans for your sales team that really provide a bonus for selling your digital offerings. No matter your media business, it's important for you to understand that typically salespeople will always gravitate towards the media that will make them the most money. In most cases, other than webinars and some things like that, digital is not going to pay them the best. And so they're gravitating like they normally should over towards things that are going to make them more money. In this particular case, you might incentivize them monetarily. If you don't want to do money, you can do days off. You could potentially do a better parking spot. You could bring in lunch or whatever the circumstance is. But create special incentives for your salespeople to encourage them to sell digital. And I think that overall, you're going to have a much better success. All right, let's move on then to revenue idea number 6. Revenue idea number 6 is digital supplements. I'm going to be honest, it's going to take longer than a minute to explain this. So if you need more information, reach out to me and I'm happy to make that happen. All right, digital supplements. Let's just say as an example, you're a magazine company and you have a sponsor that would like to do some type of digital supplement. Let's just say that it's a product that is a software product all about predictive technology. And you, instead of doing something in the magazine, you might do a digital supplement, which would be a 24-page add-on all about predictive technology, and it's sponsored by a particular company. Now, rather than polybagging that with the magazine, which is another great idea, but what I would do is I would actually lay it out as a magazine, maybe say it's 24 pages, lay it out as a magazine, run it through all your production processes, but then you actually digitally deliver it. Now, your advertiser may actually want several copies of this, maybe a couple hundred copies that they can use in their trade show booth or whatever the circumstance is. But what you're really selling here also is the promotion of the digital supplement, the Eblasts that you're going to be sending out, your social media that you're going to be sending out. I know, I'm almost done. And then we'll move on. But this is such an important topic. I'd love to spend some more time on it, but I'm getting the shame on you finger. So okay, we're moving forward. All right, the timer is running again. All right, revenue idea number 7. Whew, I knew this was going to be a challenge. Special topic centers. So within your CMS, and I just was making a note here, CMS stands for your content management system. Whatever your content management system is, creating special topic centers. So let me just give you an example. One of my clients that's in the motor coach business, they created a special topic center all for technical advice about motor coaches. Then they had one that was all about electrical systems within motor coaches. One product section or topic center was all about tires, and one was all about batteries. So within the content management system, they were able to take their articles and be able to create categories or niches for those categories, and then they were able to sell around those. And so they were able to put all the content together. Google loves this because you're able to create special sections. So it's going to help within your SEO. Your sponsors are going to love it because you're going to have all those topics in one spot. All right, moving on to revenue idea number 8, and that is selling precise data. So what does that mean? Rather than just using your email service provider to send out e-blasts to your list of 1,000 or 10,000, it's actually working with companies that will allow you to have more information about your readers. Let me give you an example. Let's just say that you send out an email blast. What you really want to know is you really want to know, what did a reader do? Did they click on a particular ad? Did they click on a particular subject matter? Did they click on a particular article? Then what you want to do in the background is know, how many times did they do that? Let me give you an example. Let's just say that you send out an email, and every time a pair of red shoes is mentioned in an e-newsletter, a particular reader clicks on those pair of red shoes. Well, now you're able to go with the right software, you're able to go to an advertiser and say, whenever you want to advertise a pair of red shoes, what I can do is I can send that out to a very targeted audience, which would then allow you to charge more money for that. Would you like to know some of those companies and maybe some of those that could help you? Reach out to me, and I'm happy to point you in the right direction. All right, revenue idea number 9, using short videos to explain common advertiser questions. So think about it. Each and every month, your salespeople receive emails from advertisers asking questions. Maybe the questions have to do with the banner advertising on your website. Maybe the questions have to do with your demographics, your readership, your circulation. Maybe they have to do with the particular specifications of the ads you'd like them to send in. Maybe it's something about the psychographics or your email service or paid content, sponsored content, videos as well. I'd like to actually record short videos to explain common advertiser questions. That way, when they come in, we can refer them to a frequently asked questions page where these videos are actually housed and showcased, and I think it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time. All right, so let's move on to revenue idea number 10. See, I beat the buzzer on that one. But wait, let's pause for a brief second so that I can take a drink of my beverage before I completely pass out. All right. Wow, I'm literally out of breath. This is like being on an elliptical, all right? Revenue idea number 10, and that is, don't publish all of your magazine content online at the beginning of the month. Drip that throughout the month to bring your audience back. It's also important for you to get a good grasp of your SEO plan, meaning what is it that your editors are focused on in terms of key phrases, in terms of keywords, to best give the most possible food to the Google bot. Now, within every CMS that I know is available, you're able to load your magazine content, but then set a different date and time for each article to be published. So think about that. You might have some articles go out on a Monday, some might go out 3 days later, some might go out 4 weeks later. So rather than doing a big massive dump once a month, stagger that. And then what you want to do is promote around it on social media and on your e-newsletters and things like that. All right, revenue idea number 11, and that is creating strategic alliances with providers in your community or your industry to offer your advertisers expanded revenue services. Maybe you don't want to be in the video business. Maybe you don't want to be in the web design business. Maybe you don't want to be in the SEO business. Maybe you don't want to be in the IT business, the creating of ads business. What I've always encouraged my customers to do is I want you to consider creating strategic alliances with contractors that are better than you at delivering services. Now, there's two paths to this. The first path is you can white label these services and you charge for it and pay the contractor a reduced fee so that you make money on it. I think a 25% markup is probably appropriate in most cases, or you just point people in the direction to those contractors. Most of your clients, customers, readers are very much going to appreciate it. So it's all about creating strategic alliances. All right, revenue idea number 12, and that is register the .tv for your main domain name, your main .com name, and then expand your video offerings. Now, I don't see companies doing this very often, and the .tv is either overlooked or it's purchased by somebody else and held hostage for you, or it's purchased by somebody else and they're going to build content around your brand name. Well, hold on, Ryan, they can't do that. I'll sue them for that. Well, all I can tell you is this. Best of luck on that, because I've seen a lot of media brands held hostage or handicapped because somebody else did not register their .tv domain. The other piece is Google likes this, other search engines like this. It also gives you a separate .tv to promote. So when people want the video side of your business, they just go to your main .com name, .tv rather, and that's where they can find your video offerings. All right, revenue idea number 13 of 20. Wow, create an advertiser advisory board. Now, it's interesting to me that some people would call this an old school idea because honestly, this isn't old school at all. As a matter of fact, I know very few media companies, publishers, whatever it is, that actually create an advertiser advisory board. Remember, people are more passionate when they're asked to participate in the process. Did you catch that? It's a lot of P's, a lot of alliteration for idea number 13. People are more passionate when they're asked to participate in the process. Whenever I come up with a new idea, those of you that know me know I'm on the sales side of the business. Before I come up with a sales idea, I want to meet with my advertiser advisory board. It's all about selling it backwards, and that's why I titled my book what I did, Selling Backwards, is all about starting with the advertiser and pitching them products based on their needs, wants, and desires, rather than you as a media company coming up with an idea and then going out and pitching it to advertisers, because people are more passionate when they're asked to participate in the process. All right, idea 14 of 20. Selling a social post is not enough. You have to boost that post. Now, maybe you're not aware of this, maybe you are. It's important to understand that when you go to your Facebook page and you add a post, only 1 to 2% of your likes, your fans, are actually going to see that post. You have to boost it. Now, if you're in the business of selling Facebook posts, meaning that an advertiser can buy a post from you, it's not enough because only 1 to 2% of your actual audience is going to see it. So what you need to do is budget to boost that post. Now, you can boost posts for 20 bucks and reach 4 or 5,000 people is pretty common. But if you want to really get a lot of bang for your advertisers so they really come back to you, budget in there to spend 60 bucks and boost that post. Again, a 25% markup seems to be pretty common. All right, revenue idea number 15. Wow, see, I beat the buzzer on that one. Create ebooks from magazine content. I've seen this to be very popular. Let's just say, for example, you're in the technology space and you've done, say, 20 articles on storage, like hard drive storage or cloud storage or whatever it is. Would you consider this? Would you consider this idea? Take all those articles and compile them and put them together and create an ebook that someone can either download for free, and you'll grab their email address as a lead gen source, or you could actually sell access to that. Very rarely do I actually see publishers pull this off. It's actually pretty easy to do. It's a pretty good task for an intern or a junior level editor. It can actually be a great source of names for you, as well as some good email addresses to potentially sell to your advertisers. All right, on to revenue idea number 16, and that is using a video tip of the day to drive traffic. I think we all would recognize that a lot of our advertisers, our sponsors, are some of our best experts in the field. And so I like to use that egomaniac mentality to be able to sell this idea. So how would it work in the consumer market? Let's just say that you've got an advertiser that owns a greenhouse. You could record 10, 12, 14 tips on planting flowers in the spring. They're the expert, and you release this tip of a day online and in social media. In the B2B space, let's just say that you go to a lawyer, as an example, and you have tax advice, 15 tax tips from a particular law firm, just as an example. And you release those every day for a week on social media, Twitter, etc., LinkedIn, and online. It's a great opportunity to use a video tip to potentially drive traffic. Your advertisers love it. How do you price it? Honestly, it really just depends upon your niche, and that's the honest to goodness truth. All right, I didn't beat the buzzer on that one. We'll give it our best shot on revenue idea number 17, and that is creating a self-service sales media kit. Now, most of your media kits are just a standard PDF file. Boring. Boring, party of one, your table is ready. Instead, what I'd love for you to consider is putting videos online of your salespeople introducing themselves to the advertiser, putting together a media trends PowerPoint that you can record just like I'm recording this today and put that online. You can record videos about your demographics. Remember, this is also similar to your frequently asked questions videos that I mentioned earlier. You really want your media kit to be interactive. You might encourage your IT department to launch a live chat for people to ask questions, collect leads. Really, honestly, most people tell us that they want to get a lot more information from our website. And that's really, truly the basis behind self-service sales as it relates to your media kit. All right, just a few more left. Idea 18 of 20, and that is creating a junior sales path for success. Ryan, why is that a revenue idea? Because most of the time, when you need to hire a salesperson, you're starting from scratch. Why would you do that when you can grow? You can raise a salesperson inside of your structure. Find the best young whippersnapper out of college, somebody that has a passion for the media business, maybe a passion for sales, and create a junior sales path where over the course of 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever it is, they'll grow into a senior sales executive. It also gives you a wonderful opportunity to get somebody in on the ground floor of your business. I don't see this done very often. I think a junior sales path for success is mission critical to your success online. All right, revenue idea. I beat the buzzer on that one. Revenue idea number 19 is press releases to cash. I've been talking about this idea for years, and still media companies don't do this. Every day, every week, every month, you get press releases that are dumped on your desk, sent to your inbox. What do you do with them? Send them to your junior salesperson. Have them follow up. Have them explain there's digital opportunities that might be affordable. Oh, Ryan, every time I do that, all I am is getting a hold of the PR company. Exactly. Explain to the PR company that there's awesome opportunities that are affordable for them to be able to align themselves with your brand. Make sure a junior salesperson or a sales assistant is adequately equipped to answer simple advertising questions. If they need more information, if a PR agency or an advertiser needs more information, then move them over to the senior sales executive. But all too often, press releases are shoved into the what? The what do you call it? The cylindrical file cabinet? Yeah, the trash can, or you send it to your deleted box on your email. All right, friends, I saved the very best for last. I've been preaching this idea about topic specific eblasts since about 2000, maybe sooner than that. I remember when we first did our first topic specific eblast at good old horsecity.com back in the day. And it went out to raging success. Advertisers loved it. So, what does it look like and how can you make it work for you? I know that companies large and small, radio, TV, newspaper, magazines have all used this. What you want to do is you want to create a topic for the e-blast that you're going to send out. And what you're doing is all advertiser based, advertiser driven. You might have 6, 8 spots. On the left side is simply a product photo based upon that topic. In this case, fictitious Boating World magazine had a monthly new boat showcase where they showcased new boats. Picture on the left, text on the right. I have some customers that make $50,000 a year from this very simple concept, and you could absolutely make that as well. So, I'd love for you to consider that idea. All right, there's your 20 revenue ideas. So, where do you grow from here? There's a couple thoughts. Pick one, two, or three, and then build an action plan around it. What you really don't want to do is try to launch them all or just ignore the fact that you should have some new revenue ideas. Now, keep in mind that every one of these is going to take some initiative and some planning, and maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some more ideas. So where can you go for more information? There's two conferences I love to recommend. One is the Niche Media Conference, which is going to happen in April in Austin, Texas. And it's going to be a blast. Austin is a great town. You're going to meet fellow publishers and media professionals focusing in on your magazine business and how to grow it. Also, the Niche Digital Conference, which I'll be a part of as well as the Austin Conference, is in Denver, Colorado, September of 2016. Those are great places where you can learn. And then also you can reach out to me. My email address is there on the screen, ryan@brainswellmedia.com. Reach out to me. Love to get on the phone with you for 30 minutes, absolutely free of charge. And I promise you, what I'm not going to do is have a little buzzer or a little chime in the background that's going to cut you off at the end of 30 minutes. So reach out. I'd love to get on the phone with you. I'm Ryan Dorn, and on behalf of all of my friends over at the Niche Media and the Niche Magazine Conference and Media Conference and Digital Conference, thanks so much for checking out 20 Revenue Ideas in 20 Minutes.